IoT is available at different kind of platforms, right? So these are the platforms. Other than Raspberry Pi, we have many other platforms also. Like I was talking about, there are some cloud platforms which are, see, this Raspberry Pi is open source platform. In this Raspberry Pi, you can connect this Raspberry Pi with any particular cloud, because it is open for connecting with every single cloud. But these cloud platform of Amazon or IBM, right, or Microsoft or Oracle, right, maybe Salesforce or Google Cloud Platform, right, all such platforms are build up the hardware similar to Raspberry Pi. I have almost three different platforms similarly, like Raspberry Pi, which are actively connected with one of the ecosystem of Google Cloud only, or Microsoft cloud only, or maybe IBM Watson only. Understood? So if I have another Microsoft Azure platform, so it will whenever you will power up your Microsoft Azure hardware, so that will directly be connecting with the Microsoft Azure account of yours. And whenever you will transmit some information, whenever you will be correcting some information in that particular Microsoft Azure hardware platform, so that will automatically send that information to a Microsoft Azure platform itself, and you can store that information is in very easiest ways. So we have cloud platform also, which are the servers actually, and also they have built up hardwares like Raspberry Pi, right? Other than these kind of platforms, Raspberry Pi is the microprocessor based platform or processing based platform, and these cloud platform also is based on processing unit. But apart from that, we have microcontroller units also, like Node MCU. Sir has also told, Chandan sir had told about Node MCU. Node MCU is one of the hardware like this. In right side, I have displayed this particular Argon board. Similar to that, we have Node MCU. Similar to that, we have Particle. This is your Particle board, where number of other names are available with this. Argon board, Genome board, right? All inert gas names are available with this particular Particle one, right? So Node MCU has different board once again. Node MCU has ESP12E, ESP12F, 12D, right? Maybe 11, 13D. These kind of platforms of Node MCUs are available with the versions. And yes, custom. You can perform such kind of IoT development mechanisms, performing your own task upon some of the microcontroller units also. And those units could be microcontrollers of different industries, like PIC, which is from Microchip, and you can have Atmel industry also, you can have Intel industry, you can have couple of industries to pick up the microcontroller chip directly. You can have this chip if you are experienced one, if you are not a fresher, right? People who are working in industries, they never go with kind of Particle board or Raspberry Pi. They used to build up kind of custom IoT platform for themselves, right? So in Techinest also, I have also built up Techinest IoT platforms. We used to train students of engineering backgrounds, or we used to train industrialists also of the industries. We used to train teachers, or we used to take FDPs also on such kind of platforms. So we picked up all such kind of platforms for our training purpose. And I believe for this particular session we'll go with the Raspberry Pi only, right? So this is what we have fixed up. So let me go the other ways. These kind of the sensors which we have available in the market, almost for every single activity which you want to manage or measure, you have sensors. This is what we have: ultrasonic sensor, this is what you have: humidity sensor, you have soil moisture sensor in this side, right? You have a sound sensor, you have DST11 sensor for humidity as well as temperature both. You have light sensing, you have temperature sensor separately, you have carbon monoxide sensor, you have temperature sensor, you have this sensor in the right down corner, that is for heart rate pulse rate management sensor, or pulse rate measuring device, right? This is for IR, right? There are many different kind of sensors available, which can be collecting some information from the environment, and you can place you can put or you can share that information to other particular devices, right? So the controller which I was talking about, let me show you this controller which I was placed. This gateway I was told to a kind of controller to get the information from those known IP things, right? So this is what we have, the IoT controller kind of. This is not what we have gateways in our home, right? This is not what router is actually for the non general purpose things, right? So this is what this is what NXP has built up, a particular kind of IoT controller to get the information from different kind of beacons, from different kind of threads, from different kind of devices. And this NXP has the capability of connecting your SIM module to it. You have SIM slot available in this particular controller, right? So if you'll connect your SIM over here, so that particular information which is coming from the different kind of sensors, this particular platform may send this information to NXP, or you can send this information to your own cloud also while configuring this particular control from your side, right? So apart from this, IoT communication devices, yes, I was told already about couple of devices. I'll name them. These are the names, right? Bluetooth is there. You might have heard about a few of them, I'm sure. You might have heard about Wi-Fi already. Wi-Fi has different kind of versions, or maybe the complexities available already in the hardwares. So Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, Z-Wave, Zigbee, NFC, LoRaWAN. LoRaWAN is there. Like every single hardware has their own expectancy in different kind of range or cost, right? With respect to range or cost, suppose you want to send information for 10 kilometer of range, but internet is not available, so LoRaWAN is there, right? So one 2G or 3G cellular based one more network for IoT is coming up, that is called as NB-IoT, narrowband IoT, and that is dedicated for IoT only. That is not platform is not for voice communication like we used to do daily for 4G, right? 5G, if 5G will come, right? 5G will take place in upcoming couple of years. Maybe suppose till 2025 we'll have 5G. So 5G has given us the expectancy of sending information in GBPS or in TBPS also from one place to another, right? So right now, if they all are the platforms have the restrictions in terms of distance, in terms of the data bandwidth, also the power requirement, and power requirement also, and the other part of the small limitations. So I'll cover everything whatever I had to, but I'm going with this sort of time right now. So I'll try to finish up as soon as possible. Just in 5 minutes, I'll just try to finish up this particular presentation. So by tomorrow, I'll start with the practical part, right? I told like I'll just go with the kind of syllabus, right? So let me go with the next 2 or 3 slides just to complete the theoretical part of my FDP, right? So today I'll just complete every theoretical part whichever I had to say about, and by tomorrow at the same time by 2 o'clock, right, I'll start with the practical part. I'll start with the Python, right? I hope many of you are already aware. You might be awareing with this particular part, but I'll consider you just the fresher in this domain. So I'll start with the Python, the programming language which we are picking up for the IoT development. However, it is not necessary just to pick up Python only. There are many other languages which can be picked up for IoT, but for our FDP we are picking up Python, which is the most usable language right now in the world, and we'll be picking up the maximum syllable IoT platform which has been sold out in last 7 years for IoT, and that is Raspberry Pi, right? So apart from this, we'll use some communicating devices. We'll use some other sensory devices also. I'll show you in practical ways also. Let me tell you, the problem which servers facing, like with pin number 7. It is quite usual to get such kind of problems with different kind of pins also. I'll narrate you kind of problems if you will face. How can you rectify them automatically, and how can you get the meaning and understanding the meaning of those kind of problems also automatically, right? So let me cover one or two more slides. These are the protocols, very fascinated protocols available for sending your data from the controller, right? I have shown you the controller, this one, right? So this controller has the capability of sending this information to a cloud, maybe the server, right, or the website. So if you want to send this information to a cloud, for that purpose, right, we have these kind of protocols. You have I'm sure you'll be aware with the HTTP, right, hypertext transfer protocol, which is there for websites. So HTTP is requested, or HTTP requests are available. HTTP protocol is available for sending the information from that controller to or devices to directly to servers. But the problem is HTTP request takes little longer time compared to the other protocol which we have available. So if HTTP request takes 3 seconds or 5 seconds of time, I'm sure you'll not wait for 3 second delayed information for your IoT systems or sensors, right? What if you want to switch on your light through internet? If you want to switch on your internet from light from the mobile phones, right? And if you have pressed to increase the speed of the fan, and after pressing the button, you have to wait for 3 seconds 5 seconds to get the speed up, right? So it is not good way to have the ease of ease of doing IoT with HTTP. So other than HTTP, we have these kind of protocols, and the major concentration of the industry right now is with the second one, message queue telemetry transport protocol. So MQTT is the highest demanding IoT protocol to send the information from the devices, from the controllers to the servers, right? And if you want without a delay, if you want a information in fractions of seconds, this is the protocol where people are using it, right? So the another protocol which this Microsoft Meet, Google Meet, or maybe the Zoom softwares used to use for sharing the information of voice or videos or text information or file information. So they used to use WebRTC in that, right? WebRTC. If I'll show you, if like, shall I have that? So every single platform has WebRTC already implemented or available for browsers, right? Like Google Chrome is there, you have Safari, you have a different kind of browser. So WebRTC is already implemented nowadays in browsers. So WebRTC is used for Google, Zoom kind of meetings, or Microsoft meetings or Google kind of meetings, right? So apart from that, we have COAP, Constrained Application Protocol, which is there for specific applications only. If you want to share the information with the security implementation, then you can use COAP. Couple of industries used to use this kind of thing as well. And I'm going to concentrate upon the particular second method only to just recommend for your IoT protocols if you want to develop a kind of product or project in your understanding, right? So after this, we have Advanced Messaging Queue Protocol, that is AMAC, and then Data Distribution Service, that is DDS, right? So these are the protocols which are available. Apart from this, I'll take one more minute just to finish up my theoretical explanation today. So this is where people used to ask where to start and how to start. Like I've told you in earlier in the first slide. See why, what, and how. So I'll just comprise everything whatever I've spoken so far. Why? Just because of the high cost implementation in automation industry. So to reduce the cost and to implement the automation at huge scale with minimum cost and with minimum minimum efforts, then we have to have with the IoT ecosystems, right? So IoT is already available. IoT was already available in 2 or 3 decades also, right? But because of this particular IoT which we are talking nowadays, now we are talking about the sensors. Now we are talking about different kind of media or networking solutions. Then what is IoT? I have already spoken about this particular term, inter networking of devices. and the third part was how to start with that. So my suggestion to you is, please try to pick one sensor, one device, one protocol, and that's it. So we have already picked up one Raspberry Pi. We have picked up one Raspberry Pi. We have picked up, we'll pick up one sensor also. We have picked up one device as a Raspberry Pi. We have picked up a sensor, and protocol, will use the protocol, any one of them, or the HTTP also, to request the information from the source, from the cloud, also to send back the information from the device to a cloud, right?